Does Conor McGregor actually stand a chance against Max Holloway at UFC 329? Let's get into it. So the Mac is back against Max Holloway at UFC 329 for the main event of this international fight week, the main event of this numbered event, an absolute banger fight, a great fight. No matter if you're a new fan of the UFC, an old fan of the UFC, Conor McGregor is a name that you know, and he's a name that everybody knows, and he's a name that we're going to know forever because he is the reason that the UFC is what it is. He's the reason that I'm sat in this chair right now talking to you, seeing the highlights, seeing the way that he built the UFC, and I mean it when I say he built the UFC, because he created an atmosphere and a fan base that we've just never seen before in the UFC. It's the reason that the sport is so big. The sport of MMA is huge. If you ask any casual fan, they know who Conor McGregor is, and you know who Conor McGregor is. So in today's video, I'm going to be talking about if Conor McGregor actually has a chance against Max Holloway, because a lot of people are writing him off, and I understand because it's a 5-year layoff. He hasn't fought in 5 years. He's been doing all sorts of different things, running BKFC, working with sponsorships, for his liquor brand, for all sorts of different things, and he just got rich off of the UFC, and people blame him for leaving the sport, but you can't blame a guy for leaving the sport when he's made millions and millions of dollars. His name was bigger than the UFC when he left, and he had grown his brand enough to the point where he could just retire, and he doesn't have to come back. He doesn't have to come back for this fight, but it is going to be an absolutely astonishing, massive payday for both men. This is their second fight. The first fight, Conor McGregor slept Max Holloway, knocked him out. I believe it was in round 2 or round 3? I'll have to check that, but Conor McGregor knocked out Max Holloway years ago, almost 10 years ago. It's a long time ago. We can't even look at that fight and make any sort of prediction based off of that. But we can look at the now version of Max Holloway and try to predict what McGregor will look like in his comeback. It's a hard one to predict because we just don't know what McGregor is going to look like when he comes back. Nobody can predict it because we don't know. Looking at his last fight compared to his upcoming fight, you just can't base that style the same. This fight is at welterweight as well, so Max Holloway is bulking up. McGregor is already big. He's already been bulked. He's bulked since he's left the UFC, so it's going to be a different fight, a completely different fight. Their first fight was at 145. This fight is completely different. It's not even in the same realm of what it used to be, not to mention as well that McGregor is much older than he was back then. So is Holloway, but Holloway's in his prime. McGregor is aging out of his prime, and he's also not fought in 5 years. So that's a huge factor in this fight, and it's a huge factor of why we don't know what this fight's going to look like. We have no idea. But we can predict. We can attempt to predict, and we know one thing for certain. This will be a stand-up battle. This will be a fight between two guys who are trying to take their heads off, who are trying to knock each other out. Max Holloway wants revenge for that loss against McGregor. Obviously, he just lost to Charles Oliveira, being out-grappled for 5 rounds. I was there live. It was an absolute domination from Charles Oliveira. I don't think we'll see that from McGregor. He doesn't have the wrestling that Charles Oliveira has. He doesn't have the danger that Charles Oliveira has. So I just think we can completely wipe that fight off the slate. Obviously, that's the most recent fight of Max Holloway, but I just don't think that fight means anything compared to this one. McGregor's going to be coming in here, and he's going to try to box. And so is Max Holloway. This is a boxing fight in 4-ounce gloves in an octagon with kicks, with knees to the body, with different sort of shots, elbows as well. This is a mixed martial arts fight, but this is a boxing fight in 4-ounce gloves. Both guys are going to be boxing. And in a boxing fight between two guys who are phenomenal boxers, some of the best boxers in the UFC. Max Holloway always says, "I'm the best boxer in the UFC, baby." And that's kind of true. He is one of the best boxers in the UFC, one of the best volume strikers, he is the best volume striker in the UFC. Obviously, there's Volkanovski, but I would say Holloway is the best volume striker in the UFC, in the MMA space in general. And I think that's going to be trouble for Conor McGregor, who's making his return here, and everybody's writing him off. He's a massive underdog. He's a plus 400. Nobody thinks he's going to win. I think there's going to be a lot of people picking Max Holloway by destruction, absolute obliteration. But I do believe that this fight will be close. I do think it will be close, especially early, especially the fact that this is at welterweight. Max Holloway, when we saw him go up to lightweight on short notice and fight Dustin Poirier, he just kind of had a little bit of a belly. I think we're going to see the exact same thing here. I think we're going to see Max Holloway go up to welterweight, have a little bit of a belly, not be really big and buff in there, but just be, Max Holloway, a little bit bigger, a little bit rounder, and still be super fast with a lot of speed. I think he's going to be way faster than Conor McGregor. But I do believe that Conor McGregor has bigger punching power than Max Holloway. And I think that's going to be a big factor in this fight. A lot of people think Max Holloway is going to TKO him, he's going to destroy him. But I think this is going to be competitive up until the 4th or 5th round, which is the real question, because this is a 5-round fight. McGregor's been away for 5 years. He's coming back. Is the cardio going to be good? Is the durability going to be good? You know, is he going to be fully motivated in this fight? We don't know. We don't know, and that's why this fight is so interesting. And I think a lot of people are looking at this and they're like, I won't believe Conor McGregor is back till he steps in the octagon. Boys, it's here. It's been announced. It's official. You know, this is Conor McGregor's coming back. If there's an injury, we will all crash out, okay? But for now, Conor McGregor is coming back for International Fight Week in Las Vegas against Max Holloway. This is probably one of the biggest fights we've seen in fucking years. And I'm absolutely excited for this fight. I know this isn't prime McGregor, and I know for people who have been watching the sport for a while, I never watched a Conor McGregor fight live. That's how much of a recent fighter I am. And you can call me a newbie, you can call me a casual, whatever you want to call me, but I've watched every single one of Conor McGregor's fights. You know, I've seen him, and I heard of his name before I was even into the sport. That's how big of a fighter he was, how big of a star he was. And that's no different now. The ticket sales will be absolutely ridiculous in this fight. And I think Conor McGregor, no matter the outcome, is going to make this event so much money, going to make himself so much money, going to make Max Holloway so much money. So this is a massive fight no matter what. But the real question is, will it be competitive? Does Conor McGregor have a chance? I think he does, but I think he has a chance early, and that's about it. Because when you look at this fight, you look at their past fights. Conor McGregor obviously fought Poirier twice, or 3 times. He fought Khabib, you know, he fought, who did he fight before that? I'm trying to think now. It's been so long, man, but he was fighting these killers at the top of the lightweight division and losing to most of them. You know, Khabib, Poirier, he was losing. He got injured against Poirier. So it's just like, how is McGregor going to come back? How is he going to look? Especially at welterweight. You know, how is he going to look? Is he still going to be fast? Is he still going to be powerful? Is he still going to be blitzing in and out? I think a big factor in this fight is going to be the leg kicks. I think Holloway's going to chew up the legs of McGregor. I don't see McGregor going out there and chopping the teep kicks and chopping the leg kicks. I think he's just going to be out there, 4-ounce gloves with his hands. He's been around BKFC. He's still been boxing. We've seen him in the gym. We've seen some clips. I think he's going to go in there with intent to just take off Holloway's head. And I think that's going to be the goal. And I genuinely do believe that Conor McGregor can rock and can hurt Max Holloway early, but I don't think he will finish him. I don't think he will, because Max Holloway is very durable. Very durable. We've seen it time and time again. Unless you're Ilia Topuria and you're taking out every legend in the sport, you can't knock out Max Holloway. One of the best chins in the UFC. One of the best guys at taking power punches, taking big shots. We saw it against Oliveira. He took big shots as well. I don't think Conor McGregor is going to flash knock him out. I really don't. You know, I would like to be in a realm where that's a possibility, but I just don't think Conor McGregor has that pop, especially with the big long layoff. I think that's just too long of a layoff. 5 years, we've never really seen that long of a layoff in between mixed martial arts careers, or their career fights and their trajectories. We don't really know how Conor McGregor is going to look. So I'm predicting that this fight is going to go to at least round 3. I think we're going to get at least 3 rounds in this fight. I do believe that, because I do think Max Holloway is durable. I think Conor McGregor at 170 against a guy in Max Holloway who doesn't really have one-punch knockout power. I'm sorry, Max fans, but he doesn't. Okay, just because he slimed out Gaethje, just because he slimed out the Korean Zombie, does not mean this guy has one-punch knockout power. Max Holloway has always been a volume striker, a volume TKO guy, and I think he can finish Conor McGregor, but it will be in the later rounds when Conor gets tired, when he's already used a lot of his energy trying to take out Max Holloway, trying to bomb him out cold. And I think Conor McGregor is going to catch Max Holloway early. I think we're going to see a Conor McGregor knockdown in round 1 or round 2, and the crowd's going to go, whoa, 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 whoa. It's going to go crazy. We're going to go crazy behind the screens. I'm not going to this one live, but we're going to go crazy behind the screens. And it's going to be a crazy moment, but that'll really be Conor McGregor's moment, and that'll be his only moment, I believe. I think we're going to see Conor McGregor win either round 1 or round 2 with a knockdown, and for the rest of that, we're going to see Max Holloway at range, chopping the legs of Conor McGregor. I think he's going to really, really badly beat Conor McGregor's lead leg, And I think he's going to be able to chop up that leg, and that'll open up the striking, the straight rights, the straight lefts, a lot of jabs from Max Holloway. I think we're going to see in this fight, popping back Conor McGregor's head at range. You know, McGregor's going to be the much bigger fighter. So I think, you know, Holloway's going to have to use a lot of movement, a lot of circling, a lot of sticking and moving, which is what we're going to see out of Max Holloway. But I just don't think Conor McGregor can close the distance and bomb Max Holloway out cold, because I think that's really his one path to victory. I know a lot of people are picking Max Holloway. I will be picking Max Holloway as well as an early prediction, but I do believe it'll be a much more competitive fight than we think it will be. I think we're going to see a Max Holloway decision here. A lot of people are taking him by TKO. I get that, but I think Conor McGregor's durable. I think he's going to be very tired in round 4 and round 5, and Max Holloway will just put on the pressure, put on the volume, and we're going to see a fight of the night, 100K bonus for each. Not that that really makes a difference for Conor McGregor, but fight of the night, main event, you know, between two legends of the sport, a bit of a reminiscent fight to the old days, to bring back the old UFC fans, to get us all feeling very nostalgic. And I think it's going to be a great fight where we're going to see 5 rounds of back and forth between two of the best in the world, two of the best UFC fighters to ever fight in the sport, in the UFC promotion in general, and I think it's going to be a great fight. But I will go with Max Holloway by decision. I think he's going to win a 49-46 decision over Conor McGregor, beats him over 5 rounds, beats the brakes off of him in round 4, and round 5 he'll just take it away and start out-voluming and out-damaging Conor McGregor. I think McGregor will keep this on the feet. I just don't see him shooting a takedown, and that's the problem. Is I think if you're going to beat Max Holloway, you have to get in close. You have to be able to get a takedown or two, threaten the takedown at least. Even Ilya threatened a takedown, got a takedown on Max. You got to threaten the takedown, and you got to come upstairs with the hands. I just don't think McGregor's going to threaten a takedown. He will come upstairs with the hands, and I think he will clip Max Holloway in round 1 or round 2. But after that, I think this should be smooth sailing for Max Holloway. I think McGregor's going to be in it. He'll still be throwing bombs as the rounds go on, but I think he'll have a few moments, but Max Holloway will just do more damage, out volume, kind of like the Poirier fight. I really think this will be very similar to Max Holloway versus Dustin Poirier for the BMF belt. I think this will be the exact same, but give me Max Holloway by decision. 49-46 is going to be my prediction. Can Conor McGregor win this fight? I believe he can, if he can put out Max Holloway, but I don't think he will, so give me Max Holloway as the pick. That's my official prediction for this fight. Let me know in the comments down below what you guys think about this fight, who you guys are picking in this fight. I think it's a great fight. It's very nostalgic, and I'm very excited for this. No matter what everybody says, Conor McGregor coming back is the biggest thing we've seen in years. No matter what you say, no matter if you're a new fan or an old fan, this is one of the biggest comebacks of all time, if not the biggest UFC comeback of all time. Let me know in the comments down below what you guys think of this fight, but I will catch you guys in the next video. See you.